Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Portland Design Works Alexander Graham and the King of Ding 2 bike bells. Bike bells are a great way to announce your presence when you're approaching pedestrians or other cyclists on a crowded trail or road. Portland Design Works currently offers two different options. They have their King of Ding 2 and the Alexander Graham, which both offer unique mounting solutions, but they're both nice brass bells that have a loud ding that makes sure you're heard. Packaging wise, they're both very similar. You just have a cardboard backing with the Portland Design Works logo, illustrations of the bell installed on a bike, and then basic specs printed on the back. You can see they're both mounted directly onto the cardboard using the mounting hardware of the bells themselves. So I'll go over the specs. The retail price of the King of Ding 2 is $25, so a little bit more affordable than the $28 Alexander Graham. They're both solid brass bells, which is really nice, so it's really hard to replicate this sound. So you can see full brass construction, nice metal housing, and you have a large quick reflex alloy clapper. They have lifetime warranties, and they either offer it in this nice polished finish or a ED coated bell for an all black design that really blends in more. With the Alexander Graham, you get a kind of unique mounting design, so it actually uses a spacer that would be on your headset. So you can swap out a 10mm spacer, put that there. And then the King of Ding is more of a standard handlebar clamp design. As far as what comes with them, you can see you just get the bell and the hardware is already on here. You'll need your own tool to remove them and install them. Now let's take a look at the weight of the bells. So the King of Ding, that one comes out to 78 grams. And again, it's all metal construction. And then the Alexander Graham version is a little bit lighter, as it has less hardware for the mounting, and that's 61. Both bells look pretty similar. They have the same 1.75 inch bell on top. And Portland Design Works offers the Alexander Graham, which is the headset spacer version, in both this polished variation, as well as a black ED coated one for a more stealthy look, as well as a black spacer. But with this being both the polished version, you can see a really nice attractive design. Everything's shiny. There's a little bit more upkeep here. You just want to probably polish these every once in a while to keep them nice and clean. But they look great, and obviously the brass bell is a classic look. The strikers on these are these nice alloy handles, so you can see nice and large. This is the only place where you see the branding. You see PDW, and then you can see nice and large here, so easy to modulate. If you hit it lightly, you can see you don't get any sound. And then if you hit it nice and hard, you'll get the sound. With this version, it's actually designed to clamp on to your headset. So you can see this is a 10mm headset spacer, and then this whole thing bolts on. So you can see this is a screw on top. So I can hand tighten this to adjust the position. And then once you have it in the right position and everything tightened, you see a nice sound. So really hard to match this. So pretty sleek design, and again, the mounting on this is really cool. So you put this on your headset, and then you can adjust this position to wherever you want it, and it doesn't take up any space in your handlebar. It is less convenient, because you do have to move your hand down to hit the striker to alert people that you're approaching, but pretty sleek design, and keeps your handlebar free of clutter. The King of Ding uses a more standard setup, so you can see it's a 2-bolt clamp-on design that goes directly on your handlebar, so it sits right on top. You just undo these 2 hex screws and then mount it in place. It's designed to be compatible with 22.2 to 25.4mm diameter handlebars, and same sound. So nice and crisp, and they'll definitely hear you coming. This one does take up a little space on your handlebar, but you can see it's nice and raised, so it should get out of the way of any cabling or any other accessories you might have on there. So definitely 2 really cool options. They're only a couple dollars separate in price, so you can find the one that you prefer. Here you can see the bells installed on our Priority Ace of Spades. We have both versions here. You can see the handlebar one. You can rotate the striker just by loosening the top by hand, and then hand tighten it, so you can find the ideal position to make it really easy to modulate, so you don't really have to lift off your hand. With the headset version, obviously less convenient, as it's down on top of the headset, but you can do the same adjustments to find the right angle. As you can hear here, the bell has a nice clear ding, so people hear it from a long distance away, and it's a very pleasant sound. Both of them have very similar sound, and it's just how you want to mount it. I really like the headset version because you can see it's very clever design. You still have your clean handlebar setup so you can put lights or other accessories, and then the bell is out of the way. You have to move your hand to operate it, but it's really not a big deal, especially when you're going slower speed on a trail. The handlebar one is more of a traditional design, and again, you can rotate it to be a little more convenient than what we're showing here. But they both have really nice clear sound, and you can hear, and you can see everyone gets out of the way. It's a really cool setup. You can find the one that works for you, and definitely recommend it, especially if you're on a busy trail. People aren't really paying attention. Now to do a quick comparison, we actually have the RAVEMEN Q1 aluminum bell. So it's kind of an interesting design. Instead of having a big bell on top, this actually goes right on your handlebar, and it has this wraparound design with a spring-loaded activator. So you can see nice crisp sound, and you have these nice vibration enhancers along the edges. With this design, you can see it's quite a bit more compact. I put these side by side for a handlebar installation. You can see it's big and bulky, while this one's a little bit more subtle. The downside to this kind of setup is that if you have any cabling or anything else running along your handlebar, this is not really going to work because you can see if anything is touching the main surface, you're just going to get kind of a weak thud. So you want to make sure you have a nice clean handlebar setup for this kind of setup, or go with the nice Portland Design Works ones, which are more retro and great looking in the polished finish. Now let's go to the pros and cons for the Portland Design Works bells. What we like about it is you have a classic brass bell design. It's a really iconic design with a very easy to modulate bell, and it's loud and clear, so you get a nice ding that you hear from quite a distance away. And you also have unique mounting options with these two models. You can either do on the handlebar or the headset for really clean installation. The only real negative here is that they're fairly bulky with that large bell and then the alloy striker. Taking everything into account would give the bells a 9.7 out of 10. These are classic bells with really clever mounting options. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclists. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.